I know you made the point, a couple of these players you recognize somewhat just Mana specifically, a very solid mid player, perhaps going to be playing some hook heroes. We'll see what he ends up playing here, but definitely a solid player all around. I was doing a little bit of research on them, and in fact, Blaze did an article on these guys in the matchup in the first round when they were playing Don't Care, or they did an article basically on them as well as Don't Care. Anyways, point being, Solaire Club, they had never played in Diamond. Now, they got pretty close a couple of times. They finished 3rd and 4th place several cycles in Gold Division, including 2nd place, but it was in the final cycle of the season, so of course they did not get advanced out of the Diamond because of that. But they finished in the number 10 seed overall, obviously pretty respectable, and that's why they're here. And as you mentioned, they took out Night Raid, definitely a solid team in their own right yesterday, 2-1. Now, Coolio, a little bit of a different story. Not only are they star-powered players, but definitely have been practicing and playing a little bit more to an extent now as far as together. Obviously, that's their weak point right now. They have not necessarily been playing together for the longest time, but it seems like things are getting somewhat comfortable. Again, we also just got finished casting them yesterday, or even earlier on in this week, where they lost to Willowkeeper, but they gave them a run for their money. So I would say Coolio has to be the favorite here, but at the same time, Solaire Club, I'm intrigued to see what they bring to the table. With that said, we got the next tier of bans already even happening, so let's start taking a look and see what's happening here. The initial bans, real quickly, it was Swiftblade, Ophelia, Kraken, and Deadwood coming out. We have the picks of Magnus, Empath, and Parasite for Coolio. We got Tempest, Midas, and Torturer coming out over here for Solaire Club. That's pretty much caught up here.
Yeah, and I think we saw Midas actually the last series that we casted of Solaire Club. Obviously, that game we had to sort of jump out because he was waiting for the Fresh versus Tree game. But yeah, Jisman played really, really good actually. I think he was one who got like first blood and cookies, for example, and really showing the sort of the power of Midas in a 1v1 scenario. And the same sort of goes to Coolio as well. They had Empath on the game we cast them as well. So I think it's more just sort of almost comfort picks. So the Parasite pick more so just to sort of have a way of dealing with the Tempest and giving them more of a jungler than us running a secondary support. So.
Yeah, that's a good point. We actually did cast them a little bit yesterday. As I mentioned, we jumped into their first game against Night Raid. Eventually had to jump out, only like a couple minutes in even. So, but I remember they first picked that Midas even yesterday. So really are a fan of this hero, clearly. And for the start that we got to see of it, it seemed like he was doing pretty good early on, and intrigued to see how he now develops throughout this game here. In the end. A hero that no doubt, he even got some more buffs with this recent buff patch, or balance patch more so. Of course, his ultimate now also provides attack damage when it procs, and it's a lot of attack damage, up to 120, I think it is at level 3. So definitely it can be hitting pretty hard on top of dealing good magic damage.
One thing I haven't seen yet, I would like to see Midas, or someone run a Midas and run him like Insanitarius instead of Parasite because of that buff. But we haven't seen it yet, but I'd like to see it done. It'd be quite cool.
It's coming.
To see if it would be done. But there's the silhouette for Marcus Moore, though. And I like this pickup. The reason being, obviously, it's got a very signature hero from Marcus himself. But not only that, there's no way that Solaire Club can really punish it. They've got Tempest up in the jungle when they first pick it. That's kind of the issue when you sort of first pick these kind of almost greedy cores in that respect. So Solaire Club won't really be able to contest it, so they'll have to pick up ways of dealing with Silhouette through the other lanes they've got. They'll need to pick up their off lane and their carry. Assuming that's going to be their carry, and they've got the off lane as well. And Ravenor does, I'll probably say okay against Silhouette. The reason being is because most likely Ravenor will pick up a portal key, has pretty much an instant initiation with the ball lightning, and can do a lot of burst damage. So, if you catch Silhouette, maybe half HP, for example, can easily burst them down from full to nothing. So, pretty decent pickup. But I think they're more looking forward to going a team fight than almost trying to deal with the Silhouette in terms of a split pushing potential.
Absolutely. You look at some suicide options. By the way, obviously, I assume that they are going to run the middle Midas, but Midas, it does have suicide potential with that said. Of course, he's got the decent escape, and I don't see why he wouldn't be able to be, but...
The only problem with running Midas in the offlane, though, is because the elemental warp is so low range, and obviously if you play in the offlane, normally, the lane's going to be kept so far back. In the middle lane, you can play 1v2 because, the lanes are just so much more favourable for you, but... I guess you could, but it's not as favourable as putting him in the middle lane, to be honest. Yeah.
Now, so talking about a suicide option, Electrician, honestly, could be a pretty powerful one here. Again, going up against the Silhouette, the instant kill on the Illusion seems like it's something that could be some of value here for the Hellborn team.
Yeah, so. I've actually theory crafted whether I think Electrician's good against Silhouette or not, The only reason is that it instantly kills the illusions from Silhouette, and that's good and all. But there is some counterplay for the Silhouette, though, because if Silhouette leaves her illusion like well out of the team fight, then Electra can't get to it. Yet she can still take benefit of it from swapping back and forth. From getting out of the team fight in terms of danger, or just even regenerating it back up, for example, if it's in the base. But I mean, I think it's still good, but I wouldn't call it. I mean, just from what I've sort of looked into, it doesn't seem it's like the best kind of counter against Silhouette, to be honest. But
yeah, no, it's not like a Jerazai versus a... Jerazai versus Electrician, something like that.
Yeah,
perhaps,
that's a little bit different, yeah.
Ooh, Behemoth. No. How are they?
That's gonna be. I think that's gonna be run offlane Behemoth, and they'll just block the wave. It's been done a couple of times in Team M. I've seen it done before. Like what you do is you Fisher block your creep wave, so you get like a 3 level 2, and then you keep on doing it. It's good and all. And the hero is really, really strong, to be fair. Obviously, Behemoth normally running the second sport, but it can be done. The only problem is that as long as Coolio are on top of it, like they can really almost control the creep equilibrium and really box out this Behemoth by either Empath, for example, or even Parasite. So, but it's a cool idea, though, and it sort of continues forward with their idea of sort of team fight. Like Behemoth plus a Tempest is godly kind of thing if they can catch like a big AoE synergy. So
yeah. Kind of going back to the Legion team here on Coolio, as far as their roster goes, again, this is one of their issues as far as definitely not necessarily playing as a team together. They have kind of the 6-man roster going right now as well, and as you may notice, Storyfoot are actually not playing here today. Time to Die is back in. We mentioned yesterday, I believe Adro wasn't here, or I believe Time to Die wasn't here, actually, instead of Storyfooter was here, as well as Adro. So they've kind of swapped around every now and then, and kind of another little bit of swap right here. So, mixing up the roles a little bit, perhaps, from games to game. And, again, couldn't cause, as far as consistency goes, obviously it takes away a little bit from that, but, it's not the end of the world either. And I'm sure Time to Die is a great player himself as well. So, but he is going to be playing the Cthulhu font here. That was their final pick, of course, coming out over here for Coolio. But, yeah, the offlane Behemoth, and I'm intrigued to see. I mean, I get the idea. I've always thought that to be almost kind of a cheesy strategy, and I've always
it is.
And it's just like also, people are like, "Oh, how dare you block? That's so cheating!" And it's like, I mean, the mechanics allow for it, of course, so really you're allowed to. But I'm curious to see how, because from what you're saying, he's going to be doing it here, so I'm interested to see how it actually really helps him and how it does work out. But
yeah, I think in this game actually it's not too bad. Against other matchups it can be worse because, like for example, if you block your own creeps, then it's kind of similar to like what a Plague does. Like if you keep on pulling the wave back and keeping the equilibrium on your own side, you can be sometimes susceptible to losing your T1 tower very, very early on because it's going to be taking a lot of damage from the enemy creeps. But in this game, you're going to get to Parasite, not really the greatest push potential, so it should be fine in that respect. But they can easily dive him though as well, which again is sort of similar to the sort of downfall of sort of a Plague Rider in that respect. Both can sort of control the creep equilibrium, but both are easily dived. But it works in the draft, and they're sort of going forward with this sort of team fight synergy, which is good. It's just sort of how and will it work in the laning phase, which is the biggest question.
Yeah. This is kind of interesting that Storyfooter actually, I just happened to mention him. He's actually in our chat right now. He literally he literally just said, he's like, Archie just decided I shouldn't play 5 minutes before the game. Don't ask me. He's not sure what's going on. So that's a little curious there as far as a last-minute decision. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not going to try to look too much into it. But it's just kind of funny coincidence there. Anyways, but the point is, again, that's sometimes happens when you have a 6-man roster. Not sure exactly who, if everyone's there. Who do you ultimately run with? What's your main 5? So clearly deciding to run with this here today, though, in the end. So all right, it looks like what's the deal here? It looks like waiting on a couple of players maybe to go AFK real quickly, taking care of the bathroom break. This is the game one. Hopefully, get the bathroom breaks out of the way and then be good to go.
It makes no sense that they have like 15 or 20 minutes before onslaught.
I just think people comfortably say like, "Oh yeah, bathroom break," when really it's like they're talking strats or something else is going on. I mean, that's just the easy excuse. Yeah.
That's what I used to do all the time, but it's pretty funny.
Yeah,
but I think it's annoying for like a viewer in that respect, but it makes a big deal though, because normally when you're in the draft, you're not talking about strategies because you don't even know where the game plan is lying or going toward until you finish the draft fully. And when you finish the draft fully, then you have like 10 seconds before you load into the game. So almost saying, this is our game plan, this is how we're going to achieve that game plan, and this is what's going to happen if it goes wrong, for example. This is the backup plan. And you don't really get to sort of say that or talk about that before the game even starts, because you don't know what the draft's going to be. So I can understand exactly what they're doing, because I used to do it myself, to be honest. So it's just obviously quite frustrating when you do it as a viewer, to be honest. Or we could just be really sort of looking into this, and they actually just need a piss. So,
nature could have just called as well. Yeah, it's possible. I mean, it's definitely very possible. So. Obviously, though, we got this matchup here, though, and again, pull up the brackets real quickly. I promise I'll switch back to the game, but we got the brackets here. Coolio versus Solaire Club. Again, the winner of this will play Willowkeeper. If you missed it yesterday, the VODs are up on the Twitch side at least. You get them up on YouTube by either later tonight, if not earlier tomorrow. But point being, definitely recommend checking out. It was a great series as we expected. Fresh, though, ultimately came out on top there over Willowkeeper, and definitely a big victory for them. We had Zibby on after, and they were hyped. They were hyped, feeling good. Willowkeeper, you made the bold prediction yesterday that you have a feeling Willowkeeper is not going to be the second team. It's either going to be Solaire Club or you think Coolio. I'm pretty sure is what you thought. So
yeah, I think it's going to be Coolio, but
we'll see.
Starts
here. They got to defeat Solaire Club first. Obviously, that's where it begins. What is this Parasite skin? Holy crap!
It's like the cosplay one, isn't it? Is it the cosplay
She's
one?
on rollerblades and just...
It's like the cosplay one. It's pretty cool, actually.
Oh my god, it is just out there. Wow. I'm not a fan of the Polywog cosplay one. I hate that one, in fact. It's just so annoying.
The panda one is so good, by the way.
So annoying. All right. Look at this, actually. 4-man roam coming out from Solaire Club is they leave Tempest behind. You see Parasite's going to start
that
scouting out. Although he is, but yeah, nothing really coming of it. They're trying to catch anybody they can, but clearly not going to be the case. I got to ask you real quickly, is there any possibility, you think, that this could possibly be a Suicide Tempest?
No.
You don't think so?
You can't deny level 1.
You can't deny level 1, I know, but it's just like, it's just something, they're already running kind of a funky Suicide hero in the first place with Behemoth. Why not even do a suicide? I mean, are they going to... I don't know, man. Something's going on here.
Unless they're going to aggressive tri lane.
Or they're just going to short lane a Tempest even.
What the f...
What is going... Yeah, you cannot level 1 deny. So obviously that takes away his strength quite a bit, but...
I guess they're going to... Yeah, I guess they're... Yeah, clearly they're laning this Tempest, which...
Interesting.
Actually, this actually makes so much sense right now. I can't believe I completely missed this, though. But they're going to try and shut down the Silhouette in lane. If they had an off-lane Behemoth, obviously they would have no pressure of actually doing anything to the Silhouette. Obviously, they first picked the Tempest, so they almost sort of showed their hand in that respect. But then they run a laning Tempest, then it actually, Coolio think, oh yeah, we've got a free farm lane on Silhouette, but now with Tempest who's going to be laning, they can free up Behemoth as the secondary support, and they can actually pressure Silhouette from level 1. So that actually is really good, actually. I completely missed that. And
it's just, you see Tempest, Tempest nowadays, and you're like, oh, it's a jungle. There's no reason to believe otherwise, but that's really crazy, yeah. They're running the aggressive tri lane here.
And it's all because they want to just shut down the Silhouette as well. I can assure you that Coolio said, okay, they picked up Tempest, we can get free from the Silhouette because there's no way they can contest us. But when Solaire Club say, yeah, we're just going to lane the Tempest and we'll pick up Behemoth, then we're going to go try an aggressive tri lane and really just shut down the Silhouette, and there's nothing you can do because you've already picked a jungler yourself. So actually, that's really innovative here from Solaire Club, and I really do like what they're doing.
Yeah, you see what Coolio... I mean, there's not a whole lot they can do to really react to this. Obviously, they have a Parasite, but
this is a really good idea, actually. Like that's a big mind play. But
look at the farm already on Tempest, man. Yeah, he's already up there.
He's like in the lane / in the jungle. Look at him. He's like farming this jungle camp as well.
Yeah, this is quite the genius strategy. I mean, Cthulhu Fun, also a hero that wants to usually take advantage of that camp right there himself. But if Tempest is doing it, then...
This is actually really cool, actually. The one issue is that I think Cthulhu should have his better time in lane, honestly. And he should actually be pressuring this Tempest straight away. Because, oh my god, bottom lane.
Silhouette goes down right there. Yep, they collapsed on top of him. Fidget Stun came out initially. Ravener followed up. And this is a very, very kill potential tri lane. So the idea of locking down the Silhouette, already pretty successful with now the Bloodlust kill to kick things off in favor of Ravenor, the best hero you wanted it on. So yeah, this start already for SolC Club, a little bit different. And hey, we've talked about with these teams that we don't know too much about. We haven't casted a whole lot. Yeah. Again, they were gold the whole season, all 8 cycles. That doesn't mean that they're not that good of a team. Obviously, they're a quality team, and busting out some different strategies than you would expect from the top tier teams.
Yeah, and it didn't even cross my mind because I just didn't think they would do it. But with this, actually makes a lot of sense. The one thing though is that they have to be careful. I think that the thing that could work or not is this Tempest in the top lane. Cthulhu should actually start winning this because he can pressure Tempest very hard as he's doing right now and as he should be doing, to be honest. Like Tempest doesn't have the greatest laning potential really. Isn't able to really harass and get lost hit at the same time. But I guess it depends on the Tempest player as well. I mean, it looks like they have definitely prepared and practiced this. Well, but it's very easy to get sort of dove and killed as well.
Yeah, the thing we're seeing here, though, too, again, as far as lane control goes, it's pretty weak. I mean, Tempest is constantly pushing the lane with the minions and everything. So Cthulhu, unlike if it was your more typical short lane hero, Cthulhu, the lane would be more pushed up to the Hellborn Tower, ideally, and it wouldn't be as easy, at least, for him to be getting all these last hits and some good experience on top of that. And he'd probably be getting it anyways, to be fair, because it is Cthulhu fun in this case. But, yeah, you do see the lane constantly pushed up, but again, that's what Tempest does. So, another reason why we really don't see Tempest in the lane. And on top of he's just usually considered just such a powerful jungler, of course. Yeah. But, hey, they're making it work here, at least so far. And, again, we'll see how it develops as this game picks up now.
And I like what they're doing as well. They should really rotate this empath up there permanently, because Silhouette is going to just have them doing nothing in the bottom lane. They just have to accept that.
Tempest in trouble. Veldrock coming in. He already put the trample out. Tempest going to be locked down right here by Empath. He's going for the counter kill. Will it be enough damage for the minions? Oh no, just not enough. Yes, it is. The Hellboard gets credit, but still they get credit for the kill. Meanwhile, at the bottom lane, Marcus Moy goes down once again, as they saw Empath obviously top, so they knew 100% they had a free kill right there, and they took advantage. So really, in the big picture, I mean, the trade well in favor of SolC Club there.
Yeah, definitely. But I like what they're doing with rotating Empath up top, because they should just completely stack back lane, bottom lane. Silhouette is not going to get anything in that bottom lane, whether Empath's there or not. And I'm glad they are pressuring Tempest, because she shouldn't, or he... Well, I don't know, is Tempest a he or a she? I don't really know. But,
I don't. I won't say he, but...
It. I'll just say it. It should be pressured, because Tempest just should not be... having an easy time in the lane, because he's not a laning hero kind of thing. So now, they're going to rotate the lanes up though, with putting Silhouette top and Cthulhu bottom, which makes the most amount of sense. But expects everyone else from SolC Club to rotate as well, because I think their main aim was just shut down Silhouette. And they killed her twice in the bottom lane, and they should rotate the supports up here to do the same up here as well.
You already see them starting to move around a little bit, so yeah, very likely going to be the case. Behemoth down here by himself currently, though, and that's dangerous, as we see right here. They're going to collapse on him big time. Magnus, he has to stun up in 1 second. He's trying to make them take as much tower damage as possible before he dies, but Cthulhu absorbing a good amount of it, and in the end, they all stay alive as well as get the kill. So good dive right there coming out from Coolio. Now, I gotta say this too. Now, Super KG obviously doing a little bit of a roam there, so it's dying down a little bit as far as his lead that he had. But he was honestly, I don't want to say dominating, but he was doing very well here in the middle lane. He's still even, in fact, leading the creep score as he went to the bottom lane a little bit right then. I've been watching it every now and then. He's really pressuring Midas quite a bit. He misses the stun right there, actually. And that could, okay, he's going to be fine in the end, but yeah, that could have been dangerous for him. But yeah, again, so once again, the point being Super KGE just doing very well. In a matchup, you would think that may not be as favorable for him, but...
Yeah, I agree totally as well, but it is Super KGE, so it's pretty pro. But so now they've rotated the supports up there, top to try and box out Silhouette, and they just put Silhouette down bottom. But I really think the supporters should just start almost pressuring Silhouette as much as possible. Start seeing maybe rotations from Revan or Behemoth. The one issue, obviously, with Tempest being played as a laning hero is that the supports can't... Like, for example, when Silhouette rotated top, the two supports on Torture and Behemoth couldn't lane with the Tempest because it just doesn't really work. That's why they had to bring Revenant up there as well. And now with Revenant being top, he can't be bottom to pressure Silhouette. So with Tempest being in the lane, he doesn't have the mobility to really be used everywhere on the map, because he's not very versatile depending on his laning situation. So it just means that Silhouette's going to get a little bit more farm and a little bit more space, but they do get the top tower, I guess. So.
Bottom lane, ooh, the chain reaction just missing, but here comes Midas. He still wants to make something happen. He's got the Golden Salvo as well as Alliance Pride, but no, Silhouette is going to be just too quick, and in the end will be fine. So yeah, missing that chain reaction's just out of range Definitely cost them a kill right there, but a good attempt nonetheless. Obviously, top tower pushed in. You look at the experience, though. The top two experienced farmers are in favor of the Legion side. Both Magnus and even Cthulhuphon are up there. And you see Magnus putting some pressure in the middle tower, but he's going to have to fall back before getting it killed. Right now, though, Ravener is the top farmer, 375 gold per minute. Obviously, an Abyssal Skull is very likely in the works. Again, we've stressed that many times. It's this go-to item right now. Nice dodge by Magnus in the meantime. Look at those dodges, man. Midas cannot land them. And again, apparently Just Man has quite a bit of experience on this hero especially, but Magnus is just, well, he's a sidestep king. He's got the B-Kid within him here. And showing it off.
Swag respect.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, so with the way the lanes have been set out now, Silhouette is getting a lot more farm, and this is what I was trying to mention before. Revenor kind of has to be in the same lane as Silhouette, but then you have to have the supports with him as well. And if Silhouette keeps on rotating the lanes, then it's only one person to rotate over for Legion, but for SolC Club to shut him down, they have to rotate 3 players to where Silhouette is, which is not as efficient, which is the issue.
Ravener? No. I thought they might have started channeling the eruption right there, but at the same time, yeah, feeling like there could have been some pressure coming out. They're happy with the tower kill, and they will get back before too much else happens right there. So, yeah, good tower push, and Super KG now 350 gold per minute on Magnus again. Still a little bit off the portal key. Has got a good amount of build up here. The Steam Boots, the bottle, the Iron Buckler, and the Hatchet, of course, and about 500 gold now saved up, so that's going to be next in line. Bottom lane, down goes Torture right there as Parasite and Silhouette come together. Just apparently not enough. Was that? Okay, no, he didn't use Element of Void. I thought he might have trying to catch them, but no, never mind. He still has it, so.
Yeah, really nice play there by Marcus, actually. Like, he had the tree grapple to the trees behind him. He ran up and then got the last one second, and then fling all the way back just out of harm's way. So, nice play there from Marcus. And then that kill was pretty big, though, as well, because he's having a horrible time in lane. But he's created a lot of space, though, and that is because, like I said before, is that Ravener has had to rotate so many times to sort of shut down the Silhouette. But it's really quite hard for SolC Club to rotate all 3 over when Silhouette can just rotate herself to either top and bottom. And because of all this movement, Silhouette has been given a lot of time and space.
Yeah. You see Tempest, well, by himself, though, and you got an Invis Magnus coming over. He knows something's up. Noob McNoob. His name might suggest he's otherwise, but no, he's pretty heads up here. And going to be fine as a result. I don't know why you would name yourself that, man. That's just like some brutal, it's like a masochist right there. But hey, he's a good player, clearly on a pretty solid team here in SolC Club. The captain, in fact, of this team. So, Cthulhuphon up here, he's just going back and forth in the jungle a little bit, but not too. Oh, he's actually going to stun Torturer. Out comes the Obliterate. Do not underestimate my damage, he says. And down falls Torture. Now he's going to be collapsed up, but again, he's pretty tanky, especially with that hook him up. It is going to wear off right there. Empath running in, though. Cthulhuphon, he's about half-life, but so is Behemoth after a trample void. Here comes Tempest. He wants the Element of Void. No, Empath gets out of range. She saw that coming, so good split by her, but they should be able to take out Cthulhuphon as they do. So it will end up being that 1-for-1 exchange in the end. An Abyssal Skull just going to be picked up on Ravener right there.
And in the meantime, as well, Super KG and Archtiger kill Midas in the middle lane.
Oh, did he? Yeah, got taken out. How about that? There you go. So, was that an eruption use, I guess? Yeah. Using the eruption
they
right
just
there,
stun into silence from Parasite.
Well played. Oh, he stuns in right here into a Torturous stun, as well as Behemoth, but there's not the biggest follow-up, though. Midas isn't here just yet. And oh my god, that transmute hit! Shockwave! Oh, if he Shockwave, I don't know if it would have been enough, but yeah, in the end. God, that golden salvo, man. What is the range? It's 1,000 range. Holy crap, I didn't think it was that far. All right. Did they increase that range? Was that one of his buffs that he got? Or no, I think that has been like that, yeah.
I have
both of those. All right, but still going to survive.
Okay, so I mean, the biggest thing here now for SolC Club is that this Silhouette has been giving a lot of space now. She's 300 GPM, and which the laning stage that SolC Club, I mean, pretty geniusly did, was there to try and shut down the Silhouette, but they have created a lot of space. The one good thing, though, is obviously Ravenor is farming very, very well. I'm assuming he's going to go Portal Key, just like he did last time, which is okay, unless he wants to go and move the Thunderclaw, which is obviously more of a farming tool than a ganking tool. But either way, I'd like to see him try and pressure this Silhouette. You know, they can't really pressure him so much in the laning stage, so they should look to try and pressure him in through ganks. And that will most likely come from Ravenor Portal Key, which will be happening in the next couple of minutes, most likely.
Yeah, that's the... Again, the Abyssal Skull, the Portal Key alone, he really can start setting up kills left and right. Tempest, obviously, he's in a situation too where he hasn't even used his Elemental Void just yet. Now coming up to 12 minutes into this game, hasn't really had the opportunity. Came close to one as we saw right there, but no cigar. Now he went the Ring of Teacher first. Of course, now he has the Ring of Sorcery. I wonder if we're going to see the typical Astrolabe follow-up. I mean, he's saving up gold though, like he's going to get that Portal Key at the same time. So, do you think the Portal Key could make sense here? Or would you rather see him go more the routine route?
Well, I think they could play it either way, honestly, depending on what style of play. If they want to start grouping up and team fighting, then I think the Astrolabe would make sense. But like I said, I think they need to pressure the silhouette, and it looks like it's going to be the Portal Key, and that could be ways of actually getting it done and pressuring silhouette just through ganks, and like an Elemental Void straight from Tempest is going to secure the kill onto silhouette. She only got 1.1k HP, plus maybe like a Midas or a Behemoth setup as well. It would get the job done, to be fair.
We got Super KGE. He actually uses Eruption right there on the Ancients, but guess what? It gets him the Portal Key as he has the gold for it now. At least he's cleaning up the rest of this middle lane. So won't have the Eruption just yet, another 100 seconds or so, but he has the Portal Key being delivered at least, and that's, of course, great news for Coolio right here, as they definitely need that. But look at the experience lead. The gold is pretty minimal, about 2,000, but nearly 5,500 experience lead in favor of Coolio right now. Only 13 minutes into the game. That's a pretty damn significant amount. And obviously across the board, that's 3 heroes that are top 3 in the game right now on their side.
It's pretty under-leveled support, so because they were rotating and running around trying to shut down the silhouette quite a lot in the early game. And not only that, but this Tempest has been kind of sort of in the lane as well, whereas Parasite's been always in the jungle, so that's just the jungle advantage in that respect.
Uh-oh, Behemoth, he's going to be gone on right here, and yeah, that's an easy kill onto him. So by himself at the bottom lane, not really sure what he was thinking, to be honest. So he just gets collapsed on, and the easy kill results come from that. So nearly 14 minutes into the game right now. It seems like Coolio started to find their groove. It was a fun start and definitely unique start here for Solaire Club. They had a couple of positives, several positives, but really, again, Super KG winning that middle lane against Midas. Pretty crazy start for them, and then they've started to recover now with a couple of switch-ups here and there. Parasite's been getting more involved. Archie Tiger has those 3 assists on him, and that's not good news for Solaire Club, because this is the time where if they're not able to keep the momentum up, it could start to get out of hand once again in favor of that silhouette especially, and really this kind of team fight together. Now Ravener, again, that Portal Key, he's being worked on. As I say that, though, this is going to stall things. The Obliterate comes out. He's trying to use the ball lightning to get away right here. It's not going to work, though, and he goes down. Meanwhile, bottom tower goes down. Midas coming in, trying to get some counter kills. Parasite picks off Behemoth, though, and now Tempest and Midas all of a sudden by themselves. They have to retreat right there. The illusion silhouette left behind as the real silhouette got low on life and has to get back to base here as she ports back. So, man, this is Coolio's finding their groove, and I think they got some good momentum working with now. Yeah,
definitely, and it's just the rotations from Super KG though. Like he got his Portal Key, instantly set up a kill bottom, and then instantly set up a kill top as well, and he's just having such a big presence all over the map, honestly, and Select Club just don't feel almost prepared for it. Almost not expecting the Portal Key out from Magnus. They may play a little bit aggressive, or they don't have the defensive supports ready there to back them up. Like normally when you see like a second support Behemoth, normally you have them at a certain time, particularly at times where ganks most likely to happen, i.e. Magnus Portal Key. Sometimes you see the Behemoth sort of sitting behind one of the cores farming a lane, but at this time it's obviously farming his own lane.
Oh no! Is he going to live? Is Cthulhu actually going to live? Okay, no he doesn't, thank God. And I said that for their sake. I mean, they used everything right there, including the Elemental Void right away, with that Portal Key picked up by Tempest to get that kill. And it looked like initially it wasn't going to happen. He was taking a lot of damage. He had to hook him up, but it wore off, and eventually they were just able to do enough damage to take him out. So again, Elemental Void is going to be down, but hey, they get a kill at least. But meanwhile, middle lane, Marcus might miss the stun though.
Fail.
And Torture is going to be fine in the end. So yeah, he has the illusion still there, but not going to be able to chase him. He tried. Oh, Courier? No.
No, he won't.
Is he going to switch back? I mean, he doesn't have a Portal Key, so that'd be pretty risky.
Yeah, pretty risky.
I'm not going to go for it.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty decent kill option on times up, but I don't think it's the heroes they're looking out for, though. It's the silhouette that I think the reason why they picked up the Portal Key for. They want to pick up Portal Key to straight up ganks, and getting a kill on anyone is always good, but Cthulhu just has his Portal Key now as well, and it's the silhouette that they need to shut down. This was the silhouette that was 150 GPM in lane, and now she's nearly 400 GPM right now. So it's just like, I really do like what they did to try and shut down the Silhouette, but they just really have come a little bit reluctant or a little bit complacent in the mid game. Honestly, they sent up Ravenor up top at like 8 or 9 minutes, and that gave obviously a lot more space for Silhouette. And then from now on, she's just going from strength to strength. And it doesn't seem that Select Club are wanting to shut her down, which is, I mean, it's okay if you've got way still with her in the late game, which I guess they do with Tempest, but that is not too much.
Torture, for some reason, found out by himself as not all 5, but 4 of the 5 heroes are here for Coolio, and they collapse for an easy kill on a Torture. They're going to steal the triple stack Ancients on top of that. Oh boy, this is continuing to get ugly for Solare Club, unfortunately for them. That's nice. The trolls are real. Portal Key obviously on Cthulhuphon as well as Magnus. You mentioned the Thunderclaw pickup on Silhouette, so he actually goes that route.
This is actually something that Flensmeister, the first time I saw this was when Flensmeister did it. I think it might be like Cycle 5 or Cycle 6. He was having a really struggle time in the lane, and then he used this Thunderclaw to sort of have his almost recovery to really boost up his farm. And I can see the same sort of similarities in this game as well. He'll still go the Portal Key, he'll still go the Nullstone, but just with this, it's going to set him up for a better time in the mid game.
Yeah. Hellborn team says, you steal our Ancients, we'll try to steal your Ancients. I don't know. They're just not comfortable. You see Silhouettes coming in, and yeah, that's going to scare them off. So they did get a kill, though, on the Parasite. Parasite, by the way, he's kind of quietly been doing his own thing. Archie Tiger here, again, having the 4 assists. That is his first death of the game, but still, he has a level 2 puzzle box on top of the Ghost Marchers, the Blood Chalice, and that Mystic Vestment. So, you know, his farm, nearly 380 gold per minute. He was tops on farm, even for a little bit right there. The death, though, Silhouette now takes over. But, yeah, more good news for Coolio. As I say that, though, Solare Club going to try for a push middle. Now, again, Tempest Ultimate is not up yet. It's up in about 10 seconds. Magnus Eruption, they saw it coming, and he has to cancel it because he figured it wasn't going to. Now, he canceled it, wondering if, but the Sword Aside spotted it, so they know that it's down now, definitely. That's pretty big, actually. We'll see if they can capitalize on this now.
Yeah, the one thing, though, is that Ravenor has no charges, though, so if they take a team fight very shortly, like, he's just going to do nothing. He's going to try and get some charge up now in the sort of the neutral camps over here, but like normally whenever you want to fight with obviously Ravenor, you want to have like max charges and then you go straight into a team fight. So you almost as a Ravenor, you want to come into the team fight late and then you want to mop up. Because otherwise, if you're waiting for a team fight, you're going to have 0 charges and your sort of effectiveness is almost halved because you don't have any charges on it. So they're going to sort of back off maybe. But I'm surprised they don't want to try and force the issue though. After they saw Magma's Eruption was used, I'm surprised they don't want to sort of try and force the issue. Really.
Yeah,
they were looking to go. They were looking to go. You know, when Eruption was up,
exactly.
But now when it's down, they don't want to go. It's just
why change your mind? Yeah,
exactly.
Especially when your Elemental Void's just coming up. It's like it seemed like that made a lot of sense to now go, but yeah, they all of a sudden decided to play it pretty defensively there in the end, and definitely again perhaps a lack of a team experience kind of kicking in right there. As top lane Ravenor, now he needs to be a little careful because Silhouette can obviously port back, and Empath is also nearby. Silhouette going to go for it? I think she just may. Yeah, she ports in. There's the stun. Now Tempest is here. But the damage, man. They were not expecting that. There was a bait all along. But Tempest, even with the very quick reaction, I mean, Ravenor just died. He had no chance to really react.
Yep.
Underestimated the potential of the Silhouette right there, and then they even clean up for a double tap kill. I think Coolio has, unless they make some big mistakes here in the near future, they're definitely on their way to having this in the bag at this point.
Oh, Midas?
Ooh, Midas is going to survive initially. Can he? And they still chase him down. I mean, they're diving this tower pretty heavily. Look at this. Silhouette joins in as well with the tree grapple, but I think Midas... Oh, Elemental Web's canceled! Oh my gosh, but the chain reactions, and now a Vote to Pause comes out. That's an awkward timing. Does he have a... They have a tree grapple up, and Cthulhuphon's stun is also up as well, actually, but they just got stunned by Torturer, so...
He's going to get
he's going to be fine, yeah. He has the Elemental Warp right here, so... Midas, though, he hasn't really been able to get the ball rolling. And again, this is a hero that they value. They first picked it yesterday. They second picked it here in this game. He's 0-1-1. Not what you want out of your Midas at 21 minutes into the game about.
Yeah, and also, like, he didn't have the greatest of starts in lane as well, like you mentioned. Like, Supercase was kind of, wouldn't say dominating him, but it was definitely beating him in the lane, which shouldn't happen. And Midas is one of those heroes that, because you have such a good sort of laning phase, similar to sort of like a Sliver in that respect, as you have a good 1v1 sort of potential in lane, it almost snowballs you on sort of the mid game. And if you don't have the greatest of starts, you can be a little bit lackluster in terms of your effectiveness in the team fights and then sort of the mid game altogether. So that could have been the reason why.
See right here,
I mean,
looks like going to be ready shortly.
and I mean, not only that though, but it's like, where can Midas really do? Like, Cthulhu's too tanky to go for a kill. Magnus is a little bit too elusive. That same goes for Parasite, for Silhouette and Parasite to an extent. And Empath obviously is just. I do kill him. What the?
Well, they killed Torture. I don't know why he ran in like there. I mean, that was just there was literally no point to do that. Oh my! It is. The range on that is ridiculous, man.
Lol.
That range. I didn't think it was that far, but. And I wonder if the players are kind of underestimating it too. In fact, he's going to try to. Oh, he has a transmute proc up if he lands another ability, but. Now it's not going to happen. He wants to go for Cthulhu though now. As Ravener, Ball Lightning in 1 second. This should be another kill. Yep, there's another kill. Well, you know, they did lose 2 towers in the process, to be fair. But
creeps.
Yeah, that's they got a couple of good kills there. At least some momentum in that sense.
Parasite was meant to be fair.
Yeah. Oh, they also killed Magnus. Yeah. Well, there you go. A couple of 3 kills in total. So. Actually, not as bad as it could have been.
Though,
yeah.
Which is the issue, unfortunately.
Still are behind here. Tempest with that portal key. Again, the follow-up now, another 1,700 gold saved up here. So he should have another decent item coming up. But Behemoth has his portal key too now. That's, of course, big.
Yeah, I mean, if Select Club want to actually sort of try and take the game back into their own hands, I think they're going to have to start team fighting before Silhouette gets her shrunken head, because when she gets that, it's going to be a little bit of a troublesome time of how to really, because they're getting out farmed. The only person who's farming okay is this Ravener, and even he isn't farming too well, to be fair. Like almost all 4 of Coolio have the same last hits as Ravener, to be fair. They're just getting a little bit out farmed, a little bit outplayed, and so the longer this goes on, the only worse it's going to get. Bot lane to Ultra,
and that happens.
And that happens as well. So yeah, I mean, if they're just getting out fun, they need to start going for team fights and just hope that they're winning them. They have good team fights, as you said. Portal keys on all 4 of their cores right now. So I just think sort of sitting back and farming is, particularly when you're farming a little bit inefficiently, isn't the way to go.
No,
you need to get involved, to get actioned.
Yeah.
Although Shrunken Head was just picked up by Silhouette, so now trying to kill her is going to be very, very hard, seeing as all of your damage is magic.
Yeah, and they only have themselves to blame. I mean, that's what it comes back to. It's they had some open opportunities. I really just look back to that middle push that they were trying to do, where Magnus used the eruption. They saw it happen. They fell back before he could get anything out of it, and they even had a Tempest Ultimate coming up, and they decided, oh, now instead of pushing, we're just going to fall back and continue to farm. It's like, well, no, that's when you should be pushing. Now, why would you push in the first place then? And so it's not capitalizing on these opportunities. What a wall off right there from Empath. Midas still trying to catch Empath. He gets trampled though, and the jump back. Shockwave comes out from Behemoth though. Midas still going to stand his ground. Another stun from Behemoth. Here comes Torture on top of that with that Torment. Still haven't been able to kill anyone yet though, as actually Just Man does go down on Midas, and now Behemoth auto attack. Oh, he gets it off, and down it goes Parasite. A little bit too close for comfort right there. However, they will counter kill Behemoth, and Torture also going to end up falling most likely, as in comes Ravener though. The Tempest Ultimate catches Cthulhu, as well as Magnus, I believe. Yes, can they finish them off though? It doesn't look like it. Instead, they'll get the guaranteed on Empath, and the others will get away right there. So, I mean, you just look at the Golden Experience lead, though. Silhouette not involved in that fight, but that's because she just continues to farm. And so, maybe a lot of back-and-forth kills right there, but really still, Coolio definitely coming out on top. And
yeah, definitely. And the only reason why that fight went so bad, though, is that it's Ravener, like, he comes to these team fights or these engagements with, like, 0 charges. Like, the 10% was pretty big as well, but they just didn't have the damage to cut through it, honestly. And it's just because this Ravener didn't have sort of max charges when he went. Like, if Ravener has like 160 charges right there, like both of them die instantly. But as he didn't, they both survive, and they only get the Empath as a consolation kill.
Yeah. Level 16 Silhouette now. Mentioned that Shrunken Head, 13 more 100 gold saved up onto him about. And just continuing to go up and up, 480 gold per minute right now. So Shrunken Head is getting close, actually, for Tempest with that said. Of course, they still have ways to stop it, including the Parasite face hug. Other than that, I guess there is nothing else. But they got the face hug, and usually Parasite's pretty good at that, and don't see why Archdagger wouldn't be as well. Just making sure to wait for that to happen until he jumps in as priority, as Torture. He needs to be a little careful right here. He was spotted by a Water Site running in this direction, but it looks like on the minimap he is going to be fine in the end. He's had a difficult game staying alive, but you look at Coolio, they're interested in Kongor. And they're just going to make their way over to there. There is a ward aside up here. They're setting the puzzle box meeting now, trying to scout it, but I don't know if they scouted it or not. Oh, there's a rev ward, so Adro going to be on top of that, counter warding, and now Solar Club going to be blind to this Kongor. It's tough. I mean, Elemental Void's down. They do have a Shockwave, though, if they wanted to try to defend this, but it doesn't look like that's going to be the case.
Yeah.
They're just going to give it up here.
Yeah, and so that's going to be a token silhouette, and she's going to probably just start taking sort of racks over. She can at least siege high ground with that, really, and there's no way they can really burst her down or kill her twice, let alone once, it feels like, seeing that she's got Shrunken Head. She hasn't gone Portal Key or Nullstone, by the way, and that's because she just was absolutely dominating the whole game, to be fair. But the game it's almost already won, to be fair, so she doesn't really feel the need to. That's why she picked up Shrunken Head to sort of almost finish the game. If maybe they felt threatened, they should pick up a Portal Key and a Nullstone, but as she hasn't, just keep on trying to go for team fights or items that would just finish the game out. So
yeah,
like Shrunken Head.
All right, so there's that token of life onto Silhouette, pushing out the middle lane a little bit first. Now they make their way towards the bottom lane. Actually, you see the ref ward up here. They're going to scout it with the wall, and we'll get it killed here, but. Here comes a bottom lane push. All 5 are here. Ultimate's ready to go. Elemental Void is going to be coming off cooldown in 5 seconds, so at least Solar Club will have that. Now, he doesn't have the Shrunken Head just yet. He still needs the gold for the pattern and unable to get it, so that's a little bit unfortunate, but it is what it is. Whoa, what just hurt Tempest so much? Holy crap. Something hit him pretty hard right there, and he has to go back to the puzzle.
I think it was the puzzle box.
Oh, was it the Mauler? Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense right there, so. Oh, another Vote to Pause coming out. As they're pushing in right here, so another strap pause. Want to talk about how they want to initiate here.
If they were to do it, it's kind of hard because they need to kill the Magnus, because if he gets an eruption off, he's going to almost kill the whole team fight by himself. Timbers has to get Parasite into his armor, otherwise it's going to get stopped instantly. And then you've got a token silhouette you have to worry about as well. So, and seeing as you see Magnus' position is really far back, you're not going to be able to really jump on him, and you can't really counter push. I mean, I guess you could probably just counter push with Midas, to be fair. It's probably the only way they can get, if they just spam out, which he has been trying to do as well, but a little bit risky, because it's how his siege is going to eventually go down. I don't see them winning this team fight, really, unless like Coolio for some reason really misplay. I don't see it happen, unless they can somehow like do some crazy wraparound mid, smoke up and try and get some Magnus in the back end, then maybe. But that's a little bit crazy thinking. Yeah,
he's sitting comfortably back here. He has that level 3 eruption, good to go. It's definitely setting up to be a very solid push here for Coolio, but we'll see if Solar Club is. No doubt they're up for the challenge, but will they be able to execute? It's the big question here. Of course, Ravener still pushing the top lane. Going to get the tower kill. Will very likely port back after this tower kill. I don't see him pushing any further. Probably be a waste of time at this point. So they are going to be ready here, figuring out what they want to do. And going to be good to go here now, resuming on. So let's see how they go about trying to fight this here. Silhouette tree grapple, just getting the attack speed, if anything. Or the salvo actually goes in right there to get another proc and ports out with the illusion, so it is a fake one now. Again, there's that top tower push from Ravener. He's still pushing a little bit, actually.
Ravener's probably one of the worst split pushing in terms of carries, though. But it might be an engagement.
Yeah, here we go. See, he does port back in, so this is the opportunity right now. Ravener, Ball Lightning, going to miss right there. Went for the opportunity. He just used his portal key to do so. Block off with the finish time, but Behemoth's going to be jumped right here. He's in a lot of trouble. He's going to barely survive initially, but not for long. He goes down. Does he have a buyback? I don't think so. Okay, he does actually have a buyback, so he uses it right there. He just had enough. The temp's a little bit. Going to be stopped immediately right there. He popped the Shrunken late. He popped the Shrunken and late. He got tableted out. Behemoth jumps in with a shockwave. Is it still going to be enough? It doesn't look like it. Torture and Behemoth fall. Down go Midas. Midas will buy back. You see Ravener, they actually kill Cthulhu Fawn, but again, the melee Rex is already dead. Midas misses the combo on Empath right there. However, the teleport stun will connect, and down falls Empath. Silhouette now trying to get out of here. Parasite, he's also on the run. They're going to go for a turn kill on Ravener, though. Ravener holding his ground. Not enough, however. He will end up falling. He was hitting pretty hard with his charges, but he falls. And he has a buyback, but not going to use it right here. as well. Now we use it because they're down a little bit too far. The ball lightning, though, he panicked to use it right there. Is going to miss. And actually Silhouette able to pour it out as well as Parasite trying to get away. Dodges Midas again somehow. Not going to be enough in the long run, though. So finally, they at least stop this bit of a push. But the Illusion's like, hey, I'm still going to get some kills right here. He finishes off with a hat trick.
Oh man, that puzzle box mauler died to Torturers in power even, and
Okay,
then
that's
the
what it was,
Torment as well. Then the Torture just got exploded. Oh, that was pretty humorous to be fair. But yeah, Silhouette actually brought back in that, and then she swaps in.
Oh, she did?
Kill.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
So they did kill her. I thought they did, yeah. She was back up there. Okay, so yeah, they were able to at least kill her earlier on.
Pretty worthwhile trade, but I mean that team fight went all right. Actually, they killed most of Silhouette's sort of team before they focused her. And they eventually got her, and then they killed her straight after as well. After that, so
now,
decent team fight, but they still lost racks.
Did Tempest actually? If he actually got Parasite in an ultimate,
he did, but he got tableted by Empire.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So that's even more of a reason that it really sucks he didn't use Shrunken Head when he went in, because he would not have been stopped. I mean, it was maybe a 1 second if that Elemental Void compared to what would have been 4 seconds. Because, yeah, I'm pretty sure he did catch Parasite in it, and that's the only target that could stop him with the Shrunken Head. So that's just, oh, man, it's just one of those misclicks, or not even a misclick, just not clicking. Not really, I don't know what it is, but it's like, for some reason, not using Shrunken Head they just sometimes forget, yeah. It's a mind lapse.
Boy. But that was actually pretty clutch, though, from Adro as well, because he literally pops it, like, almost straight after the tablet. So if Adro doesn't tablet right there that quickly, then that 10% almost could have gone off that for that long. So
yeah,
really nice play from Adro.
Awesome, pushing it going on once again and again. As far as the lead goes, actually at the top lane, yep, they're just going to keep going. It is Coolio. Again, no token of life, of course, this time around. But Silhouette more than comfortable in the front lines and pushing it in. It's low on mana. Oh no, Behemoth! That was brutal. Empath walled at the last second. He thought he portal keyed. He did not. He pops his shockwave basically on nothing right there. And he ends up falling. Now, there still is a chance right here. Silhouette's actually in a lot of trouble. Magnus comes in with the eruption. Silhouette does fall in the end. Again, she has a buyback, but she doesn't have an illusion out here. Parasite holding his ground. They kill Midas, but Ravener's actually putting out some pretty good damage right here. Shrunken Head's up. It is going to wear off. Doesn't have the most charges. Only 44 currently. Still looking for some opportunities. Hellfire on him. Tempest going to be locked down. Ball lightning connects, but Ravener, I don't know about going in right here. Yeah, he's by himself, so probably not the best decision. As Tempest buys back, comes back in. It's not going to be enough, though. He goes down, and Tempest also going to fall again. Elemental Void, but with no follow-up. Oh, Ravener! This could be big! No, not in time. Just not enough, but Tempest will at least get the kill on Cthulhuphon. Man, if he popped back immediately and was there right away, that could have been something, but unfortunately, not enough.
I'm surprised he didn't TP to the tower as well.
That too,
I don't know if that. It might have been TP CD actually, to be fair, because he might have TP'd back, so it might have been a cooldown. But nonetheless, they've used all their buybacks. I mean, I guess they saved their racks, but
yeah, the bottom's destroyed. They've had a couple of dirt moments too with their ultimates in these last couple of fights. Obviously, that was just well played by Empath too. Once again, Atro making some big plays, walling Behemoth right there, right as he was about to portal key in. It just happened to be good coincidence and timing, but
like plays like that is honestly just to me insanely sick to see though, because it's like Empath, like who has barely any, that is the lowest farm or for his team, it makes some of the biggest plays and makes that big of a difference with so little in a team fight. It's just really impressive.
Yeah.
Impressive.
So again, the lead does get even bigger and better, and obviously again the buyback. So it may seem like at first look that all right, Solar Club's doing pretty well. They were holding off, and not so much though, because all the buybacks they use, Midas and Ravener, two of you can argue most important heroes having it, are completely out of buybacks. And then both Tempest and Behemoth only have the one, and we're on the other side of the spectrum. Sure, Silhouette's used one, but everyone else has ult too, and still well off, good to go. In fact, they still have their first tower up middle at 33 minutes into the game, so goes to show you how Solar Club just really has not been able to play too aggressive for the most part this game, and throughout it. Again, you know, I also look back at the Tempest lane. You know, the idea of running a jungler, it's you usually want to take advantage of that simply for the fact of the spread experience, and but with the lineup, they had to do something a little funky with how they drafted it, of course, because it was either going to be something like a Suicide Behemoth with the Tempest jungle, or it was going to be the Tempest lane and the trial lane as we saw right here.
Well, I think they weren't bothered about running Behemoth like offlane because they could have just picked a random suicide. It was more about trying to shut down the silhouette in the lane. That's why they picked up Behemoth. They weren't really looking to go for a Behemoth offline because they could have just picked up any random suicide because Behemoth was the last pick. It's like they just wanted to press the silhouette and they couldn't do that unless they run Tempest as a laner, and that was the biggest reasoning why they picked up Behemoth last.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, 34 minutes in, and again, going to have to do another hold here in the near future. Obviously, Kongor is not back up. I thought he would have been by now, but he should be back up here shortly and saying hello to the world of New Earth and possibly falling shortly after once again. Tough life that he lives. I'm sure Coolio waiting for that, though. And that'll be an execute to make something more happen. 5,400 gold on Silhouette, so clearly he's got something in mind here, possibly just a straight-up wingbow at this point. Wouldn't it be out of the question?
Would be pretty useful. Because Ravenor is doing a lot of damage. Obviously, if he doesn't hit him, then he doesn't get the magic superior damage onto him. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I don't see
actually
why
know
not.
that. I don't. Yeah, unless it's something.
Well, it confers his attack damage to superior. So yeah, he needs to actually attack the target for that to work.
Even if he counts as a miss.
Yeah,
I guess it doesn't work on towers, does it? So I guess that's follow that reasoning.
Yeah.
But going back, that's why Ravenor actually isn't the best split pusher though, because obviously all of his damage in terms of he does a lot of damage in team fights. But that's obviously because he's armor. But obviously the armor doesn't work on towers or structures, so that's why he's not the greatest split pusher. Whereas here is that Silhouette. She does a lot of damage, but that damage can be contributed to towers as well, just because obviously it's raw right-click damage. So, but yeah, she picks up the Frost off score instead, actually, which she has been actually getting burst down by this Ravenor. So I guess the extra stats from Frost off score is decent. Nullstone doesn't do too much for her this game, either, to be fair, because she's got a Tempest in this game, and I'm surprised she hasn't got a portal key though, but I guess it's more like
Frost off Skull also it's pretty good for helping prevent kite and whatnot and slowing down. But one of the underrated I think parts of it is the minus attack speed too. The minus 20% attack speed. Or 20% attack slow that the enemies would get. So here, like Ravener, who's really bulking up that attack speed himself now with even a Thunderclaw. That'll hurt him a little bit as well, so almost like a nerf to his damage, as well as chasing him down or slowing him for that matter. Something else to it. As far as other items here on the Hellborn side, again, not a whole lot really coming together. An Arcana on Tempest, working towards a Resto Stone, but still a ways to go there. Needs a Sustainer and then the pattern on top of that. Midas has a Blessed Orb. I would think might be a Sheepstick. Magma's stun. Nope, just Portuguese away. Just scouting things out, seeing what's going on. Again, Kongor is up. You see Coolio somewhat attempting it. Cthulhu Font, though, he tramples in. He's by himself currently. Magnus, is he going to look to maybe do an eruption right here? Torture. He goes down. Not so much because the Hellborn team actually just falls back. They say, you know what, you got Torture. Just have him, man. We're not going to try to go crazy here, so... He's only level 9. He'll be back up shortly. Behemoth jumps in with the shotgun. They want a quick kill on Magnus. They will get the quick kill on Magnus. So great start, actually. Magnus does buy back immediately, though. And again, they did use quite a bit right there, including the Shockwave. Midas goes in the stun on his Silhouette. He's not able to avoid the trample, though. Storm Spirit, he used on himself. And the Tempest on the bit. Parasite's running in. He's stopped by Behemoth, though. The follow-up damage isn't going to be enough. Silhouette, that's a fake one. Cthulhu having to get out. Here comes a big counter-eruption, though, from Super KG. Ravener will fall. Tempest going to go down. And Behemoth also going to be picked off, most likely. GG while Blitz are being called. It looks like that will make it official. As Coolio going to take out Solaire Club in the first game here. Well, against Solaire Club, that was their best initiation yet. Yeah. It just came way too late, unfortunately.
I'm not even joking, but it seems every single time Coolio win games is because Super KG does like some godly initiation, just the same in that case there as well, I guess. But obviously that wasn't the reason why everyone won the game. I think just the laning stage well, first of all, I think they just got outplayed, put simply. The laning stage actually was very, very well for Solaire Club, but they just couldn't capitalise that or retransition it into the mid-game. They gave Silhouette far too much space in the mid-game, which was able for her to recover, and just wasn't really able to find any ganks that were quite fertile. Obviously we had that the team fight middle lane when Magnus Eruption was used and they didn't want to push it, and so they just gave Coolio enough time to really recover and recuperate, and then when they were stronger, they were the ones who were sort of trying to dictate the game, and Solaire Club just wasn't really able to deal with it. Which probably comes from a little bit of inexperience, but I mean, they played really well. I really liked the laning stage, actually, but they just weren't able to transition that into a win, unfortunately.
Yeah. Yeah, Super KG, no doubt, is a big addition to this team going into the playoffs. Because, again, he's a part of BMG, obviously, but BMG disbanding, just weren't able to really work it out, I guess, whatever the reasons were right there, and disbanding. And so Super KG still wanted to play, though, clearly, looking for another home. Found one here in Coolio, and definitely makes a big plays happen for them. So I'm sure Coolio, as a team, pretty excited that they were able to pick him up. But Solari Club, again, at the end there, things came together, kind of showed you what they can do, but really just that was way too late, because by that time the items and everything was just added up to work out in favor of Solari Club there. So, but excited to see what they pull out in game number 2. Clearly a unique, innovative strategy here in game 1. Didn't work out in the end. We'll see if they stick to normal or if they try something.